Senator Ajiman Rawlings. Honorable members, let us pray. Almighty God, beseech thee to look with favor upon this Parliament of the Republic of Ghana. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in thy sight. Give divine guidance to the President of the Republic. Endow members of Parliament and ministers of state with discernment and vision, integrity and courage, that through the labors of government, this land and people may be well and truly served, and their good purposes for the common human life be realized in our midst. O God, grant us a vision of our country, fair as it might be, a country of righteousness, where none shall wrong his neighbor, a country of plenty, where evil and poverty shall be done away with, a country of brotherhood, where all success shall be founded on service and honor shall be given to the deserving, a country of peace, where government shall rest on the will of the people and the love for the common good. Bless the efforts of those who struggle to make this vision a living reality. Inspire and strengthen our people that they may give time, thought, and sacrifice to speed the day of the coming beauty of Ghana and Africa. Amen. Honorable members, I have a message to share with you, and then a formal communication to make this morning. The first is the message, and the message is from the Pan-African Parliament. Today, I'll be the harbinger of good news. Our delegation attended the Pan-African Congress, as you say, conference, and came with good news. This was followed by communication from the President of the Pan-African Parliament. And I want to read the communication to you and through you to the good people of Ghana. The message is dated May 1st, 2026. It reads, His Excellency, Right Honorable Alban Kingsford Sumana Bagbin, Speaker of the Parliament of Ghana, Accra, the Republic of Ghana, congratulatory letter on the election of Honorable Dr. Senator Agyemang Rawlings to the position of Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament. Your Excellency, referring to the above subject matter, on behalf of the Pan-African Parliament and in my personal capacity, I extend my sincere congratulations to Your Excellency, the government, and the people of the Republic of Ghana, following the election of Honorable Dr. Senator Agyemang Rawlings as Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament. The Pan-African Parliament appreciates Your Excellency's support to Honorable Dr. Agyemang Rawlings and to the entire delegation of Ghana to Pan-African Parliament, referred to usually as PAP, PAP. We hope that Your Excellency will continue to support Honorable Agyemang Rawlings to enable her to effectively fulfill her duties as Vice President. In this regard, I would like to bring to your esteemed attention the rights associated with the elevated status of Honorable Dr. Agyemang Rawlings. In accordance with the Constitutive Act, the statutes and protocols of the African Union, Honorable Dr. Agyemang Rawlings enjoys ministerial status, not only in the host country, South Africa, but also across the African continent. This status comes with the following benefits, among other courtesy measures. 1, an appropriate official vehicle. 2, VIP protection. 3, state protocol services. 4, financial support. 5, an official office. And 6, support staff. In this context, the Pan-African Parliament respectfully requests Your Excellency to facilitate the provision of the aforementioned benefits at national level to Honorable Dr. Agyemang Rawlings, thereby enabling her to effectively fulfill her responsibilities as Vice President. The Pan-African Parliament also wishes to take this opportunity to reaffirm to Your Excellency its highest esteem and consideration. Signed, His Excellency Fatih Boutbik, President of the Pan-African Parliament. Honorable members, I direct the clerk to get in touch with the Pan-African Parliament to get the details of these requirements and to proceed to ensure that they are provided to the Vice President to enable her to perform her official duties as Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament, not just for Ghana, but for the whole of Africa. On your behalf, I want to congratulate her, my own daughter, Honorable Dr. Zaneto Ajiman Rollins. Congratulations. Honorable members, in addition to this, our delegation to the Pan-African Parliament distinguished itself to the extent that apart from her being elected as the Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament, other members of the delegation were equally given very key, important positions. We had the First Deputy Speaker, Honorable Bernard Ahiafo, who led the delegation, being made a member of the Rules Committee of the Pan-African Parliament. We also have the Honorable Frank Ano Dompre, the Minority Chief Whip, being made the Chairman of the Health Committee. Again, the Honorable Roxanne Nelson Dafiemako, the Majority Chief Whip, has also been made a member of the Finance Committee. And finally, our veteran member here, the Honorable Collins Dauda, was also made the member of the Trade Committee. Please, honorable members, the delegation excelled in the deliberations of the Pan-African Parliament and has honored our country with all these positions. It's important that we convey our greatest congratulations to the delegation and to encourage others to follow the good example of the Pan-African delegation. I'm told that my good friend, the Honorable Minority Chief Whip, really, for good reason, opted from being a member of the Committee on Environment, Science and Technology to that of the Health Committee, where he's not just a member, but the chairman of the committee. So on your behalf, I want to congratulate members of the delegation and to assure them of the support of not only our parliament, but that of the whole country. Once again, congratulations. Honorable members, I now move to the next item, which, as I indicated, is a formal communication from me. And this communication is on the passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025. Please, I need your utmost attention. Honorable members, you have to read the standing orders again. Read it carefully about use of telephones in the House. And note in particular the periods when the Speaker is communicating. You are lowering your own esteem and that of the House. Honorable members, I decided to make this statement on the passage by the House on Friday, 29th May 2026, of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025. At the outset, I wish to commend Ghanaians for the broad support to the effort of our traditional, religious, and civil society leaders to introduce a more comprehensive law capable of addressing the changing dynamics of human sexual rights and family values. In particular, I commend all the bipartisan sponsors of the bill in the House, members of the committee that considered the bill, and all persons who have contributed to the legislative process. The bill addresses matters that touch deeply on the moral convictions, cultural values, constitutional principles, and social aspirations of our nation. It is therefore not surprising that it has attracted widespread public attention and significant parliamentary interest. Honorable members, the records of the House of Friday, 29th May 2026, indicate that the bill was taken through the consideration stage and thereafter read the third time and passed by the House the same day. Although I wasn't the presiding officer that day, as the Speaker, I remain, by virtue of my office, the custodian of the institutional integrity, procedural sanctity, and dignity of Parliament. In that regard, I consider it my duty to draw the attention of the House to certain concerns which have since arisen regarding the manner in which the final stages of the bill were conducted. Honorable members, Order 24 of the Standing Orders requires the Speaker of Parliament to uphold the honor, dignity, and sanctity of the House, to promote consensus on matters under consideration in the House, be impartial, fair, and firm in every matter in the performance of the functions of the Speaker, and to protect and preserve the rights of members. It is in the discharge of these responsibilities that I make this statement. Honorable members, concerns relating to the application and effect of Orders 170, 171, and 172 of the Standing Orders of the House have been raised. Order 172 requires that amendments agreed to during consideration stage of a bill be captured accurately, appropriately, and incorporated into the bill. Order 173 further provides that at the end of the consideration stage of a bill, the clerk shall cause to be incorporated in the bill the amendments agreed to by the House, where practicable, and make available the amended bill to members before the third reading of the bill. Order 171 provides a further safeguard by permitting a member immediately before third reading to move that the bill passes through a second consideration, either wholly or in respect of a particular part or parts of the bill, or some proposed new clause or new schedule. Order 172 sub Order 1 also states that, and I quote, where a bill has passed through the consideration stage, the third reading shall not be taken until at least one sitting day has elapsed, unquote. Honorable members, while the House possesses the power under Order 3 to suspend any standing order with the leave of the House, it did not do so this time. The purpose underlying Orders 170, 171, and 172 is clear. These provisions exist to ensure that members are afforded a meaningful opportunity to know with certainty the exact text of a bill upon which they are called to take a final legislative decision, and to permit adequate reflection before the House finally commits itself to a legislative position. In the aftermath of the proceedings of the House on Friday, concerns have been raised as to whether the final text of the bill, incorporating all amendments agreed to during the consideration stage, was available to members in a manner that enabled them to fully appreciate the exact form of the final bill before the third reading and ultimate passage into law. I have also taken note of concerns expressed by some honorable members that amendments adopted during the consideration stage did not reflect the position taken by the committee, as stated in the conclusion of the committee's report, to which, and I quote, the committee, having carefully considered the bill, unanimously recommends, unquote, its passage to the House. Unanimously recommends its passage to the House. Neither did the proceedings of that day convey the unanimity nor bipartisan understanding upon which the bill was initially promoted and deliberated upon. Whether or not these concerns raised on the floor and the public discourse are ultimately justified is not for the Speaker to determine. There are, however, concerns that go to the heart of parliamentary consensus and the confidence of the people and members in the legislative process. Honorable members, the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2025 and its implications on the LGBTQ+ issue is a global concern. Therefore, the eye of the world is upon this Parliament, the Parliament of Ghana. What we do here must be able to withstand any legal and constitutional challenges that are sure to come. The bill has from its inception been presented to the nation as a bipartisan legislative initiative. Such bipartisan cooperation represents Parliament at its finest. It demonstrates to the people of Ghana that notwithstanding political differences, members of Parliament are capable of uniting around matters which they consider to be of national importance. It is therefore my considered view that a legislation of this magnitude ought, as far as practicable, to command not merely the numerical support of a majority of members, but also the broad confidence of the House regarding both its sustenance its substance, and the process by which it was adopted. What is right must be done rightly. Honorable members, I call on Parliament to rely on the provisions of motions and the conventions of this House to go back to this historic and important bill and reconsider it in the way that is truly bipartisan to conform with the convictions and confidence of our people, the initiators of the bill. For the avoidance of doubt, my concern is that legislation of such profound national importance should proceed on a foundation of broad parliamentary support, bipartisan cooperation, and scrupulous adherence to the procedures established by the Constitution and the standing orders of Parliament. The legitimacy, credibility, and enduring authority of any law depend not only on the objectives sought to be achieved, but also in the integrity of the process by which the law is enacted. Procedural law is as equally important as substantive law. Honorable members, converse and go out and on TV and radio, misinform Ghanaians again. I'm taking note of all that. That's why I initially said, read the standing orders on when the Speaker is making a statement. You listen to the Speaker in silence. You don't form groups and be making conversations. Clerk, be gone. Indeed, this statement is consistent with my obligation under Order 24B of the Standing Orders to promote consensus on matters under consideration in the House. It is with this conviction that I invite honorable members to reflect on whether further consideration of this matter may better secure the confidence, unity, collective ownership of the bill, and respect of our faith, laws, and passion of the nation. Accordingly, I respectfully appeal to honorable members to reflect carefully upon the issues raised and to consider in the larger national interests the bipartisan character of the bill, the unity of the House and the nation, and the need to maintain the highest standards of procedural integrity to revisit its decision on the third reading of the bill to permit a reconsideration of the final text of the bill and any amendments thereto. Such a course, if adopted by the House, would not be an abandonment of the bill, nor a rejection of its objectives. Rather, it will represent a reaffirmation of Parliament's commitment to due process, fidelity to the Constitution, consensus building, transparency, and legislative certainty. It will ensure that any final decision taken by the House reflects not only the will of Parliament, but also the fullest support of Ghanaians in the law that is ultimately enacted. Honorable members, I remain confident that honorable members will approach this matter with wisdom, patriotism, mutual respect, and a shared commitment to the integrity of our parliamentary democracy and the dignity of this House. With this, I thank you for your attention. Honorable members, We now move to item 4. This is a formal communication, so there are no comments. I've just been handed over a message, and that message is from His Excellency the President. It was dated 28th May 2026. It reads, Right Honorable Speaker, absence from Ghana. In accordance with Article 59 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, I write to formally notify you of my intention to travel outside the country on Friday, 29 May 2026, to participate in the Ghana Investment Summit and 12th Africa debate scheduled to take place in London from 31st May to 3rd June 2026. Following this engagement, I'll depart London on 5th June 2026 for Minsk, Belarus, for an official state visit at the invitation of His Excellency Alexander Lukashenko, President of the Republic of Belarus, from 5th to 9th June 2026. I'll return to Ghana on 9th June 2026. In my absence, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku Ajiman, shall perform my duties in accordance with Article 68 of the Constitution. Signed, John Dramani Mahama. May we now take correction of votes and proceedings and official reports. Honorable members, we'll start with the votes and proceedings. Honorable members, we'll start with the votes and proceedings of Monday, 1st June 2026, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6, page 7, page 8, Honourable members, in the absence of any corrections, the votes and proceedings of a sixth sitting dated Monday, 1st June 2026 is adopted as a true record of proceedings. I have copies of 2 official reports dated Friday, 2nd May 2026 and Tuesday, 26th May 2026. Honourable members, any corrections? Honourable members, in the absence of any corrections, the official reports of Friday, 22nd May 2026 and Tuesday, 26th May 2026 are hereby adopted as the true records of proceedings. I will now acknowledge the presence of our guests at the public gallery. We have, as usual, a number of people who have decided to honor us with their presence. The first is from the Ajumako Enyan Esiem constituency. It's a delegation of 53 members, led by Mr. Benjamin Alban, an accountant by profession. The 53 members, you may please rise to be recognized. Honorable members, on your behalf, I welcome the members from Ajumako Enyam SCM, particularly from Berin Al-Gabi School. You are welcome. This is your house, and anytime our doors are opened for you to come, learn, and share your knowledge with us and get the experience of what happens here. More importantly, to observe your representatives and how they function in the House to represent your interests. So you may resume your seats. We also have 73-member delegation from Kung Katamanso, led by the head of the Science Department from the Ebenezer Hill 2 Basic School. The headmaster is by name Mr. Dixon Titriku. There are 73 in number. Once again, on your behalf, I welcome them too. And the same goes to the delegation, as I've just stated, in connection with the delegation from Ajumako Enyam SCM constituency. So please kindly resume your seats. We also have 49 visitors from Ningo Prampram Central University Law School Union. They are led by their General Secretary by the name Justice Chire. Please, on behalf of Parliament, you are also warmly welcome. Law students, you are very relevant to what we do here. And this is part of the lawmaking and part of the profession in which you are aspiring to join. So anytime you are welcome as individuals, not just as a group, to observe what is taking place here. Please, you may kindly resume your seat. The last group is made up of 2 members from Trinidad and Tobago. They are visitors to our country, and they come from as you know, Trinidad and Tobago is in the Caribbean. They are visitors, so they are not led. And there are only 2. And you can see them straight ahead of me. More importantly, they are ladies.